Hey, good Saturday morning to you guys. It is July 8th, 2017. I know it's been over a month since the last Animated Girls Profile Confidential, but I am back. And normally right about now I would be working. I would actually be about 30 minutes into working, but fortunately the schedule has given me this weekend and next weekend off. So I'll be able to have a little freedom to do certain things, certain recordings, uploads, you name it. And today is even better because surprisingly my mom was invited to have a girls' day in along with her grandkids. A girls' day out, I should say, along with her grandkids at one of the beaches near Monterey. I can't think of the name right now, Tulupo, something like that. So it has opened the door for me to relax and also be able to upload some videos here on my channel, as well as continue this series. And as you see the title, and is the title of who we're talking about, it's no joke. We are talking about from MLP FIM, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. We are talking about Princess Celestia. That's right, Princess Celestia is the 52nd female we're talking about here on the Animated Girls Profile Confidential. And to say that Celestia has a following as far as the fan base goes would be underestimating this character, because she's got quite the following. People from Josh Scorcher, aka Firebrand, to many others enjoy Princess Celestia. They love this character. MLP Silverquill loves this character. In fact, he has done not one but two tribute videos to Celestia. He's done the same with Luna as well. But why is Celestia so popular? Now, I will say this. She is up there as far as popular characters when it comes to this franchise. Is she at the same popularity height as Luna? Maybe, but she's probably around, like, let's say if you were to do a top five of the princesses. Well, top four if you want to exclude Flurry Heart. Let's exclude Flurry Heart because she's a little young. But let's say you want to do a top four. Celestia would be right there at number 2, if not tied at number 1, and thus you turn the top 4 into a top 3. You kind of get the idea. But Celestia is very popular, and I think what makes her popular along with Luna is when they show up, it means something. There's a relevance as to why they're in the episode, even if it's for a brief moment. Even if they're there for a certain moment, even if they're there at the end of the episode, the beginning, the mid-tier of the episode, they are there. When they show up, it's a big deal. When they show up, it's a big deal. Now, one of the criticisms, of course, Celestia has gotten throughout the run is she really doesn't do much. Boy, I'll tell you something. That opinion has changed a lot lately. Now, a lot of people have said that the first 5 seasons, she really didn't do much. The only closest she ever came to doing anything was when she engaged Queen Chrysalis in battle in Canterlot Wedding Part 2. That was the closest she ever came to doing anything. Or at least they think it was Part 2, or was it Part 1? I can't remember. But that was the closest she came to doing anything. And it wouldn't be, in the eyes of many, until about Season 6, Part 2 of the Crystalline, the season premiere, where she, along with Luna, would actually start doing something. And that is battling against the elements of the northern winds. Yeah, they were trying to fight off a storm that, unless the Crystal Heart got repaired, would engulf the Crystal Empire. So yeah, she was able to do something there. Now, even in flashbacks, let's not take anything away. She has, even if they were flashbacks, she has done stuff as well. Let's not kid ourselves on that. Okay? Let's not kid ourselves. She has done stuff even if we've seen it in flashbacks. But I think what makes her so popular, again, like I said, is for the first several seasons, when she would appear, it would be a big deal. It would be treated like a big deal. It's like she's there for a reason. Even if it was at the beginning of an episode, in the middle of it, or at the end, there's a reason she's there. It's to show importance to what that episode was and what the lesson or whatever meaning or moral was learned. Now, we have noticed, many have noticed in this more recent season that Celestia has done a lot more. In fact, Celestial Advice, which is the season 7 premiere, one episode season 7 premiere, Celestial Advice is actually an episode where she does something, and you see more out of her, even if it's in flashbacks told by her telling Twilight a similar story or of a similar situation that Twilight's going through. So you see her do a lot more. Heck, you saw her do a lot more in a royal problem, which aired like several weeks ago, and people were happy about it. And that's amazing. That is amazing that people are actually happy about episodes where she gets a focus in, because of the fact that many of them felt that she wouldn't get any focus, that she never would amount to anything besides, oh, she's going to appear here and there. But I think when season 6, part 2 came around of the Crystalline, that proved everybody wrong. I think it proved everybody wrong, and I think the writers, they heard the fan base. They heard the fan base probably crying out, or at least protesting, that Celestia doesn't do much. You know, they may have acknowledged, her little fight she had, or battle she had with Chrysalis, but that's it. She didn't really do much after that. So I'm sure that the reason Celestia got the focus in this episode, got more focus and more to do in season 6, especially in the premiere, as well as she got more to do in this season, is because the writers heard the fans protest. The writers heard the fans backlash about the fact that she really didn't do much, and they said, you know what, we're going to correct that. And the reason they corrected it, I think, wasn't just because of the fans backlashing at them for the fact that Celestia didn't do much. It's the fact that I think some fans even compared the difference between Celestia in the comics and the Celestia in the show. It's like Celestia in the comics did more than Celestia in the show. So I think that also was part of that backlash. Like, look, you have her. Look, the writers of the comic have her do a lot more than she does in the cartoon. Why can't we get that same treatment? So I think that's why in these last 2 seasons you've seen Celestia do a lot more than expected. But again, the question is, though, why is she so popular? It still rises up, and that question, like I said, and I know I'm repeating myself, is because I believe in the past previous seasons, when she would appear, it would be only on occasions that were necessary, that felt important. I'll give you an example. Even though she showed up more in season 6, and she has shown up a little bit more here in season 7, Celestia, even though she and Luna were at the beginning of Gauntlet for Fire, provided expose as to why Spike was glowing and burning. You know, what was happening with Spike. It gave importance to the matter. So to me, that's why a lot of people like Celestia, because when she shows up, it's a big deal. It really is. Now, I know some people will point out, well, there's a Celestia in Equestria Girls. That's true. But we really don't see this Celestia do much. Because this Celestia is a principal of a high school. And she really hasn't done much. So that's, I think, one of the things that kind of upsets fans as well. It's like, well, you got Celestia, you got this other version of Celestia that doesn't really do much in this human version of Equestria. So So why even have her there? One could understand that. One could. But we're not focusing on the human Celestia. We're focusing on the Celestia. And this character has, to me, has really proven to be a very good character. I mean, the character development is very well done. She's treated, I hate to say this because I know some Luna fans, and I like Luna. Believe me, I'm a fan of Luna's. But there's a lot of, but here's the thing, with the exception, how do I put this? Celestia, I've said it already. I mean, the fact is, the reason fans like her and her character is the fact that the character development she has had and the characterization she has been given, she is treated like a big deal. Yes, she is the main ruler of Equestria. She is the main ruler. But here's the thing. She's the main ruler, and when she appears, like I said, whatever she appears in, whatever episode and event she has to appear in and be a part of, it makes it a bigger deal. That's why she's treated this way. That's why fans like her, because it's like, how do I put this? It's like in wrestling, or it's like in an MMA sport. Okay? It's like in UFC. You don't see the heavyweight champion that much, right? You see the middleweight, the bantamweight, the lightweight, the welterweight, the light heavyweight champions appearing more so than the heavyweight. Because the heavyweight champion is basically saved for big deal events. Big deal events. And that's how you could look at someone like Celestia. Celestia is being, the reason the fans love this character is because in the past and even now, she is saved only for big time events. Lately, she's been brought down more to where she can be more of a regular. More of like, oh, you can end up seeing her in this next episode, or you can end up seeing her then, and she'll be a part of it. But in the past, like I said, in the past previous seasons, she's treated like that heavyweight champion that only appears and is scheduled to take part in big time events. And if you want to know how big her popularity is, I'll give it to you like this. I have the Funko Celestia figure. I have the Funko Luna figure. I have the variant. Well, as far as the Luna figure goes, it's the Vibrant glitter version. It's the glitter Vibrant version of Luna. Still the same figure. It's just more, I would say, more in tune to what you see on the show. And I have the original Celestia version. Not the Vibrant version, but just the regular Celestia version. And you want to know how popular she is among fans? I don't know if it's the same person that went on YouTube and unboxed a lot of the Celestia figures to find that one Vibrant Celestia figure. But to show you how popular she is, her figure, along with Luna's, went into the 180s, if not near $200 price range on Amazon and possibly even eBay. Yeah, Amazon and eBay. I'm not too sure about eBay, but basically those areas, the sellers were selling her and selling Luna for a lot more than they were selling anybody was selling Twilight or Cadence. That shows you how popular her character and Luna's character are. The fact that I went out when I had the money and spent that much to get her. The point is, Celestia, whether you're a fan of her or you're not, has definitely proven to be one of those rare characters that if WatchPony.com on YouTube or WatchMojo.com on YouTube were to do another top 10 list of future iconic characters, which, oh, by the way, when WatchMojo did potential future iconic characters top 10, Pinky was number 9. But if they were to do another version of potential top 10 characters, there's no doubt Celestia would be in that list. especially if it came to Watch Pony. She'd be in that list. Because that's how big of a deal her character has been treated in the show. So I can't really say much more about Celestia than I already have. I mean, like I said, I think the reason she's getting a lot more to do in these last 2 seasons is because the writers, the creative staff, have heard the fans' backlash, and I think fans have even compared Celestia in the comics to Celestia in the show, and shown that Celestia in the comics does a lot more than Celestia in the show. So I think that's why, in my opinion, the backlash and the comparison by the fans, I think the writers have taken that to heart, and they are now doing what they can to make sure Celestia does a lot more than just appear here once in a while and do stuff here and there. So overall, though, I can't really say much more about Celestia, Princess Celestia of MLP. Hope you guys all enjoyed this 50-second edition of the Animated Girls Profile Confidential, and I will talk to y'all later. God bless. Take care.